Hey guys, welcome back. So I've went back to contractors and working under their digital team. So I thought it would be interesting if I can cover the essence of pre-construction BIM, which is mostly what I'm doing. Basically, I'm supporting I'm supporting during the tendering stage and the bidding stage in terms of generating models that are competent enough and data driven to produce quantities so that they can measure them and use it for procurement and also for bidding and also visualization and so on. So yeah, the essence of pre-construction BIM, and that's what I'm going to cover today. So if you go to the first slide, the use of virtual design and construction and BIM during pre-construction. The essence of pre-construction BIM is turning uncertainty into clarity before money, time, and materials are committed. So this phase is less about drawings and more about decision making, risk reduction, value creation before construction BIM. But make no mistakes, we obviously get some drawings, either PDF or DWG, and then we can use that information to generate our own 3D models, which we can use for procurement and also for cost estimation and also for visualization. So pre-construction BIM shifts the project from what does it look like to will it work, how much it will cost, and how will we build it. Okay, so what does it include? Design validation and coordination, obviously. So turning intent into clarity, which involves discipline coordination, early clash detection, resolve, which in turn is going to reduce requests for informations at site. So the essence of visual design and construction is to build twice, first digitally and then the second time physically at site. It's basically creating the model from scratch by either interpreting the information you get from the designers or the consultants or from the information that you get from the bidding stage. So constructability analysis, it's also included in pre-construction BIM, and it involves temporary works like formwork, false work, and scaffolding. So this is one of those niche and also not popular topics when it comes to BIM, which is temporary works. Some of the manufacturing companies have people who can produce 3D models of temporary works such as scaffolding and also formwork so that they can use it for whatever purpose they have. So they produce their own products. So there is such a thing as um, what is it? Temporary works, BIM for temporary works, and it's very much valuable because you can see. You can also plan how things can be arranged in terms of construction. Constructability analysis also includes construction sequencing logic. You can see how the construction plans will move, how the temporary works can be arranged at site, and also how the site offices and also the site logistics can be arranged. It also involves access, crane reach, and traffic staging, like I mentioned. You can see how the cranes will move, and then you can um, produce a live action model using some of the third party softwares like Bexel managers to demonstrate how the cranes will move during construction. And also, it includes identifying buildability risk early before construction begins. For the scheduling, obviously we have to add time towards our 3D models. This is one of those BIM dimensions that we always discuss. We have 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, and 7D. So 4D scheduling obviously includes time, and this is where time becomes visual. And how you can implement this, you link the models to the construction schedule. So one of the project uh, project I was involved in is we had to produce a structural model for a warehouse. basically we got the information from the consultants, and then we managed to produce a structural model for the warehouses, which included concrete, steel, and also brickwork. And then we tried to include a construction schedule inside Navisworks, but it was a struggle because I think you need a third party software like Primavera to make it much more efficient, especially when you get the complex construction program or schedule from the guys at site. It's much easier when you're working with a simple Excel um, spreadsheet or a Gantt chart, but for a complex construction and higher level of detail schedule, it's you need like third party softwares like Primavera to manage that process efficiently. But the softwares that you can use to carry out this BIM service or VDC service, you can use Navisworks obviously, and then you can use Bexel Manager, and also this is one of my favorite. You can use Synchro 4D. So Synchro 4D is a Bentley product. You can use that. And on the screenshot here, this is from Bexel Manager. I'm also a very much fan of that. So for this schedule, to entail it, to implement it also means visual facing and sequencing, like I mentioned. And also, what does it entail? It improves communication with stakeholders and also clients, so they can see how the project would be carried out at site before even the works begin. 5D cost estimation. This is the monetary dimension, 5D, which comes after time. So it includes cost. So it all comes down to cost when it comes to projects, if you are keeping it honest. So BIM enables data-driven estimating, which involves automated quantities from models. So it's very much important on how you model your structures or your buildings. So like I said, the basis of a BIM model, graphical and non-graphical data. You have to include the right information, and also you have to model to the correct level of detail. Make sure you don't over model. Make sure you don't exclude some of the important elements that can be included during the costing and also the scheduling of the entire project. So it also includes cost comparisons from design alternatives. So that's very much important. And also early cost certainty during concept and tender stages. Like I said, especially when you work under EPC contractors, when you are trying to support the estimating guys during a tendering stage or the bidding stage, you have to create a BIM model that makes it easier for them to price and also to do procurement. What else is involved in pre-construction modeling? Risk identification and also mitigation. So pre-construction BIM is a risk management tool which allows identification of clashes that could cause delays or rework. It also highlights incomplete scopes and also simulates what if construction scenarios. So your team has to be competent in terms of coordination so that they can carry out whether things are clashing before construction begins at site. This will help in terms of avoiding rework and also construction delays at site. Stakeholder and client communication. Obviously, models can communicate better than drawings and enable faster decision and stronger client confidence through clear 3D visuals for non-technical stakeholders and better alignment amongst owners, designers, and contractors. Obviously, these three entities will see the model in different ways. Obviously, the owners will be very much infatuated by the pretty picture, if I can put it like that. The designers, obviously, they have to consider the design intent behind their models, and then the contractors have to check the constructability of those models and whether they are suitable for them to be used to carry out construction works. So, yeah, that's it. That's the basis of pre-construction modeling and visualization. We are very much using it in my current company to like support uh, the estimating guys in terms of pricing some of the elements. And I think you guys should implement this if you are working under contractors or if you have like your own companies, in terms of generating quantities, in terms of planning construction in progress, in terms of carrying out like construction logistics. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. It was very much a short brief in terms of how pre-construction BIM is used and how it can add value towards contractors and also EPC contractors, and how it can be used as a basis of integrated project delivery between consultants, owners, designers, and also subcontractors and also general contractors. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will definitely see you on the next tutorial. More of them are coming, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.